go around with Santa Claus, and Santa wasn't always just a jolly guy that would give you a treat, because if you were bad, Black Pete would whip you with a birch whip. And birch trees are the host trees for Amanita muscaria, so we all know why Black Pete would whip you with the birch whip. Now the ladder here, it represents also this world axis, or the knowledge of climbing up the world tree. And we have the chimney sweep sitting atop the mushroom with the ladder next to it as his reason, and the way that he found the ladder is the mushroom itself. So to the right we have two chimney sweeps showing that their ladder is a secret, and they're doing the keep it a secret sign in front of their eyes, or in front of their lips. So next one down below.
What's the four-leaf clover mean?
Well, the four-leaf clover is a sign. If you find four-leaf clovers, it's likely that you're in the right place to hunt mushrooms. Well, actually clover itself, but four-leaf clover is just one of those things, you know. It's one of those traditions that came along. I don't think there's any particular properties to finding a four-leaf clover, but I've found several, and I know, everybody can find a four-leaf clover. It just shows that in the clovers is where you find that special thing, and this is why it points to the mushroom.
Okay.
So number 13, down below that, we have a Siberian shamaness, and this one was photographed by the guys that went to Siberia to try to just see if they could get some of the Siberian Amanita muscaria, and if there were any differences between them. It's Jason and Manuel Salzman. On the right, we have a
well, before you jump off that picture, for those who can't see it too clearly, she is holding in her left hand two big mushrooms.
Two big Amanita red and white spotted mushrooms, while she is wearing her entire smock, her entire outfit that she has is red with white spots. And she's showing that she is the mushroom, because when you eat the mushroom, you have God in you, and you become God. This is what God means. It means having the mushroom within you. This is why we have the priest robe on the right that is, again, the Amanita muscaria, red on top with the white stem coming down. Now below that, we have a picture of me holding an Amanita in my left hand, and we have a picture of the Statue of Liberty holding an Amanita. Or is that the torch? Or is that the torch of enlightenment? Yes, it is. It's the torch of enlightenment, the same thing that Apollo is holding in the picture below that. And the torch of enlightenment is the Amanita muscaria mushroom, because it looks just like a torch, and the red flaming cap and the colors on the cap also brought to mind the fires. And so it's the fire on top of the mushroom, and it's the fire above the stem, or the torch.
Got it.
Now Thor, below that on the right, who is one of the gods where we get Santa Claus from, is holding Mjolnir, which is the hammer shaped like a mushroom, and he throws it to the ground in a lightning bolt where it magically reappears, and this is what ancient man thought the mushrooms came from, was lightning from the skies. Below that, on picture 15, we have to the left the Siberian shaman world tree, which is the same thing in the heavens. It goes up to the North Star, and this is the...
Oh, it does, yeah.
This is how the shamans climb up and down. And then we have a shaman to the right with their drum and their strange mushroom dresses. Below that, we have a picture of Woden on the left, Odin in the middle. Then we have the single eye of Horus, or the eye of Osiris. And we have below that Santa Claus winking, this one-eyed thing, this wink, which transmits the secret knowledge. It's like transmitting the knowledge in the Pentecost, where the tongues of fire, or the language of the fire of the mushroom, moves across the wind, meaning spiritually communication between two people that don't even speak the same languages, and this is what can happen on the Amanita muscaria mushroom. One eye to look within, one eye to look without, and this is the symbol of shamanism, and it's also the symbol of Odin, Wotan, and Santa Claus.
All right, that's a good place to pause. Look at those pictures. Interesting. The wink. Okay, now we know where the wink came from. Be right back in just a couple minutes, and we have more pictures to look at. Hope you'll be there as we continue. Okay, I think we're back, and our last segment, some amazing pictures with James Arthur. All right, we've got a cuckoo clock coming up next, and I see 3 suspicious-looking mushrooms in it.
I don't see that. Where are we? Cuckoo clock.
25.
25? Oh, we skipped from 17 to 25.
No, the Santa was 24. The Woden Santa.
Okay, it's actually number 16 also.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go back to number 16.
We doubled up on that.
Oh, I see 2 of them. All right.
Okay.
Okay, number 17.
17 shows Cepheus, who is, like we talked, Santa in the heavens, and he's wearing a green Santa suit with what's known as a Phrygian cap or a Liberty cap.
Oh, yes.
The Liberty cap is the same thing that these mushrooms are on the top left, and they're called this because they free your mind from the delusional beliefs that are put upon you by government and religion. Right below that, we have some of the more famous books about this subject: The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross by John Allegro, Food of the Gods by Terence McKenna, and several pictures of nice mushrooms and Christmas trees.
They are pretty.
Number 13 below, or 19 below that, we have the Phrygian cap on the left. We have the coins, U.S. coins that depict the Phrygian cap or the Liberty cap. We have also a Italian coin or a Roman coin. And on the left bottom, we have the 3 magi, who are the 3 spelt stars, wearing the Liberty caps.
They're all wearing mushrooms.
Right. Then we have Mithra in the middle on the bottom, and then Mithra on the right from Persia, and there are mushrooms everywhere, all over that picture.
Throughout ancient culture, mushrooms really were the keys to unlocking the doors to communing with and understanding the universe.
Truly, and when we knew about these keys, we had in our possession the gifts of the gods.
Amazing.
So the one right below that shows Adam and Eve with the Amanita muscaria depicted as the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Right between them.
And it's this tradition of doing these a passion play about Adam and Eve that where we get the tradition of ornamenting the trees. Right below that, we have another statue of Liberty, or Libertas, on the left, and we have the ladder in the picture on the left bottom, and we have the bird on the top and the snakes on the bottom, which all of these things are representative of the same secret knowledge. That's why we put it up there, the connecting of the heavens to the earth.
Got it.
22, it shows fairies coming down onto Amanita muscaria mushrooms. We all know the little people are the mushrooms. They aren't just associated with them. They are the mushrooms.
That is a spectacular picture.
That's a wonderful one. A friend
Yeah.
of mine sent it to me he found it on the web somewhere. So below that, we show a bunch of ornaments, Christmas toys from Siberia, Germany, Russia, and the United States. And we have nutcrackers dressed as amanitas. We have Santa Claus riding on a burro, just like the story has of Jesus' parents, and he is holding in his hand the Amanita muscaria mushroom.
That's just really remarkable. It's amazing to look at some of the older, especially the German ornaments.
Oh, yeah.
The blown glass ornaments, how many mushrooms there were.
I have some of them, and I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
So 24 is a repeat. Going on to 25, we have the cuckoo clock now with the mushrooms in front of it. We have more Christmas cards on the bottom and more New Year's cards that show the mushrooms and more toys. Many toys and all these things. You find them all over when you look at old Christmas. But I'll tell you, when I was in New York and when I was in Amsterdam, I went into a couple Christmas stores. Didn't find a mushroom anywhere except for some real stylized ones.
Now, that's an interesting comment because I was just thinking the same thing. When I was a kid, there were mushrooms in the cards, even on the Christmas wrapper, some of them. There are always mushrooms, and you say there aren't many around anymore.
Not many I saw. I went to.
I wonder how they've fallen out of favor. I hate to sound conspiratorial because they're so cute.
Yeah.
Why would people leave them out?
It's intentional, I think. So anyway, down below that we have more Christmas cards, some wonderful old ones that people can peruse at their leisure. Below that we have an interesting card that said, "Don't look back," and it has the caduceus in the middle with the mushrooms down the path that says "Your life," and the arrow that points to the path that says "No longer an option" has no mushrooms. So now you have no choice. You know about the mushrooms. You can take it or leave it. The picture down below that shows Mercurius holding the 2 caduci, because as I said, the caduci are the symbol of God, and it is the symbol of the beast. Both of these, the snakes, and we don't have time to get into it, but maybe we'll come back and do a show about the caduceus itself.
Okay.
Below that, we have the phoenix, which is the life cycle of the mushroom. We have Mercury holding the caduceus, and his wings on his hat take him to the heavens. Mercury is the mushroom incarnate. Below that, we see the symbol of the caduceus on the forehead of the person. Now, this is how you receive the mark in your forehead. Either you know what the symbol means and you take it upon yourself and you have the knowledge and you own it, or it is foisted upon you in the case of the symbol to the right, where it's held above you as an authority over you, and it tells you only to take man-made poisons and chemicals rather than taking of the bounty of the earth itself and eating natural plants and natural organic herbs and supplements, and especially those plants that can teleport you into the heavens. The same pharmacratic inquisition which keeps the drug war happening and keeps all of these magical plants underground, that same thing is the one that has all the ads on TV telling you to take this pill to get a bigger boner, take this pill to have it longer, take this pill so you can go out into public and be the life of the party. And our drugs made by man that are patentable supersede all of the ancient remedies and all of the ancient plants and the knowledge of the plants, and they keep it from you.
Well, that's why ozone as a medical treatment is outlawed in the United States. It's cheap, it works, it's natural.
Well, you can't even put on a herbal supplement what it does. It's against the law, because then you're, practicing medicine with herbs. That again this is what we call the pharmacratic inquisition. It's the sequestering of knowledge to the elite and keeping it from those that are not allowed to have it. And it's done with the sword. And it's this plight upon humanity and the restriction of plants that is the beast and the great beasts in the book of Revelations. This is the spirit that is keeping the knowledge of God away from mankind. But in the end, the curse, which is by definition in the Greek a religious prohibition, the religious prohibition against plants will be released when the New Jerusalem arrives. When the New Jerusalem comes down, there will be no more drug war, and man will go once again back to the plants for the healing of the nations. And this is the great story of the book of Revelation.
Okay. That was a masterful presentation in 2 hours.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. And it's definitely fun. I love doing the Christmas thing because there's so much to it. Also, they used to dry out the mushrooms by hanging them in their socks and hanging them up above the chimney.
Oh, on the mantle above the fireplace to dry them out.
Yeah, because since they grow in the winter, in the cold, rainy months, it's hard to dry them. You got to get them somewhere hot, and that was the warmest, driest place in the house where they could do it during that time of the year.
Okay, again, the basic concept we want to underscore here is that we don't want people to go out and pick these things and just start lunching on them, because it's not going to do you any good. There are certain ways to prepare these things, and you have to be sure you're getting the right mushroom, and it's not to be trifled with. So I want to make sure that we mention that at least twice, as we have now. Very, very well, with no hesitation here. This is not to be messed with.
I'd also like to give out the phone number that people can call to order the books and the videos and all that.
Please do. Please do.
That number is 559-877-7573. And you can also order it online and pay through PayPal at jamesarthur.net. But feel free to call and order by phone, and we'll give you a full description of all the stuff we have available. Interesting things like this that just might enlighten you to some of the hidden things that are not normally given to.
There are so many of them out there, too. In our last, we have about a minute and a half, 2 minutes left. Of the mushroom books out there that you have several of, you were able to reprint the Allegro book?
No, absolutely not.
Is that the original cover?
Yeah, that's the original. Well, that's the original U.S. cover.
Uh-huh.
And the original hardback cover. But it was a huge selling book. There were a lot of books sold in that when it came out. And
probably find them in used book sales online.
That's right. eBay, Amazon has a used service. Barnes & Noble has a used service, and there's lots of other ones that are very good that you can look for. There are copies available, and you can find it, and I highly recommend it.